Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Theme Park Obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm hanging out at the Disneyland Resort to give you an update on both parks and the downtown Disney district. So how about you and I dive right in. Oh yeah, back at the Disneyland Resort on this cold, cloudy, and rainy afternoon. I love it. I love when it's raining. And I'm prepared. I got my umbrella with me, ready to go just in case we have a total downpour. It's been raining on and off, and it's kind of light today, so I'm not expecting something insane. But hey, you never know. Mother Nature will do what she wants to do. But I'm going to start off with Disneyland first, and then we'll work our way over to California Adventure, finish it off with downtown Disney and the hotels, and call it a day. Made it in the park, and even though it is a cold, rainy day, I am expecting the park to be very busy. And I'm expecting it to be busy today. I mean, clearly you can see it, just because the rain is not that bad. Usually when it rains a little bit harder and more consistent for like a couple days, that's when the parks are pretty slow, and that's when I honestly recommend going. But yeah, today, since it's not that bad, it's just a little cold, it's still gonna be pretty packed. With crowds aside though, I love when it rains at Disneyland in general, but when you throw the holidays in the mix, I think it just makes it a little bit more special. Shout out to the crews that dressed the flower beds up, because man oh man, you guys do a fantastic job every holiday season. I love the display this year.
Over the right into Jolly Holiday Bakery and Cafe.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start off with Adventureland and work our way around the park that way. A lot of folks enjoying the Adventureland treehouse today, which is awesome to see. There is a little bit of a queue set up for it, but the queue is like 5 minutes long just because this is a walkthrough experience. It's nice to have this back open, it really is. This was closed for so long and I'm just glad they finally finished it. The Imagineers did a really great job. I wish it didn't take that long. It took a long time for this thing to get reopened. Over here at the Rivers of America, they are still working on the Mark Twain. That should be coming back from refurbishment not too long from now. I'll be keeping an eye on it every single week, but for right now, it's still being worked on. Wow, massive line for Pirates of the Caribbean. It's still probably not that bad. It's maybe a 30-minute wait, but holy guacamole, it's made it all the way over here to Tianas Palace. Before, I think the last time I saw the line pretty long was in front of like where Cafe Orleans is and the Club 33, but now it's extended all the way over here. And I like how I can use this as a pointing stick now. And speaking of crowds over here at Haunted Mansion Holiday, it's posted 85-minute wait. Yeah, be prepared to wait for this one. A lot of work continues to happen over here on the facade at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is really nice to see. See maybe a dozen crew members at the top of the scaffolding there, working on the cap of the hill. Once crews finish that particular section, they'll move on to like the set dressing aspect of it. So they'll start painting things, they'll add some more scenic throughout the facade, and then they'll obviously start installing the big set pieces near the bottom of the hill, or the beginning of the ride for those that are just getting on. Yeah, we'll probably see the water tower here in the next few months or so, and then they're also going to install a bunch of foliage, all the fake foliage, that will make it look a little bit more like a bayou. Now, as far as the work happening down below here at the finale of the attraction, there's really not much to see. There hasn't been any significant changes, and I'm sure all the work is happening underneath the ground here in that tunnel. When you go down the big drop, you go underneath the pathway here and out this side, and I'm sure all of the work is happening in there. And of course, the final show scene before you exit the attraction. I'm still thinking this is not going to open up until 2025 because at the time of making this video, they pretty much have 1 year to complete this entire project. So we'll see. Now, I still think coming to Disneyland during a storm is like one of the best times to come, but you do have to remember that not every attraction will be open. And here at the Explor Canoes, this is one of those attractions. Such a beautiful shot looking down the Rivers of America at the waterfall in the background there and Galaxy's Edge off in the distance. And I'm so happy that the trees have been growing pretty quickly over the past couple years. That berm that is kind of helping cover Galaxy's Edge is just getting more and more lush as time goes on. And I'm sure in the next maybe 10 years, 10 or 20 years, you won't even be able to see those rocks. Now here in Galaxy's Edge, they're gonna be celebrating Life Day very soon. And for a very limited time, starting November 17th, they're gonna have some tasty treats available at some of the locations scattered around Galaxy's Edge. Docking Bay 7, Ronto's Roasters, Katsaka's Kettle, and Oga's Cantina will have a few treats available, again, just for a very limited time. If I'm in the park one of those days, I'll definitely have to give one of those treats a try. It's been a while since I've eaten something here in Galaxy's Edge. I love walking on the backside of Frontierland over here. I love how they built this little overhang with the rocks and everything. Yeah, the Imagineers did a really great job trying to hide the railroad tracks and of course Galaxy's Edge on the other end. and it looks like it's been here for a long time. It looks natural. Made my way through a very busy Fantasyland. I'm going to be making my way into Toontown to check up on the construction, and boy, oh boy, was it crazy navigating through the heart of Fantasyland. I know what Gandalf feels like now in The Lord of the Rings fighting the Balrog. That was crazy. Thankfully, they've taken down all the construction fences because boy, oh boy, it's busy back here as well. But again, it frees up so much space, so traffic moves a little bit smoother back here. Yeah, this is nice to have the fountain back. I'm glad they fixed the issue and got everything back open again. And it looks like they finished up with the Goofy's How to Play yard. But something that's not quite open is this area over here by Donald's Boat. They're still working on the other side of this, which, yeah, this must have been some pretty extensive work because they've been working on this for quite some time. And if you're wondering, do these fill up when it rains? Well, no, because there's a little drain in there. I was wondering that too when they installed these. I'm like, I wonder if it's gonna fill up when it rains, but no, they have these little holes in them. It'll drain through the pipe right there, maybe at the bottom of this. Oh my goodness, Mother Nature is also upset that the Donald's Boat construction is taking a while. Yeah, I know, I get it. It's very upsetting. As I'm making my way out of Toontown, for those that don't know, over here at the Fantasyland Theater, the Tale of the Lion King show will have its final performances on January 7th. So if you haven't seen the show yet, be sure to do so before it's gone forever. Making my way over to Tomorrowland to see what's going on over there. Ooh, we got some thunder. All the gods must have been angered by all the celebrating. If you're wondering if Disneyland has an ice skating rink during the holidays, well, it's only on select days, only when it rains, and it's right here. Because if you were to walk on this, oh yeah, you'd probably fall on your tush, because it is like ice. There's really not much going on in Tomorrowland other than this traffic jam, so let's make our way on to Main Street and over to California Adventure. Made my way through Tomorrowland and back on Main Street. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people walking around. And if you're here when it's raining, always be careful of the puddles. Yeah, this one right here is like 20 feet deep. Oh, look at this, they have another ice skating rink over here. Alrighty, before we get going, I just wanted to ask all of you a question. Have you noticed that the wheelchairs and strollers have increased in population here at Disneyland? Because I sure have. And I've talked about this before with other people. They've mentioned it to me before, and I've noticed it for the past couple years that, yeah, there's a lot of strollers in the parks, especially here at Disneyland. I think it's the same over at Walt Disney World, but at least in America, there's a lot. And I'm wondering if anybody else is noticing it, because it seems like lately most of the pathways in some areas are being taken up by stroller parking. And I don't know if I'm noticing it because I went to Disneyland Paris this year, and when you go to Disneyland Paris, they don't have anything like that. Like, they have stroller parking and stuff, but the amount of strollers and wheelchairs at Disneyland Paris are nearly non-existent compared to the amount of strollers and wheelchairs here in the United States. So yeah, I'm very curious. Have you guys noticed that there's a lot of strollers lately at the Disneyland Resort? Because there are some spots in the park that are pretty insane. Fantasyland, Toontown, Tomorrowland has some good spots, and one spot in particular that I've noticed today that was really bad was over by the Adventureland treehouse, walking down that little hill. If you're gonna go into Pirates of the Caribbean, there were strollers and wheelchairs on both sides, creating a very bad pinch point in that pathway. So yeah, I feel like they need to do something with the strollers and wheelchairs. I don't know what. I feel like they're trying to figure something out, but because of Disneyland's size, it's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, go ahead and comment down below if you've been noticing that too, because it seems like it's getting like crazier and crazier. It seems like almost every other person in the park has either a wheelchair, an electric scooter, or a stroller. Oh yeah, look at this over here at Grizzly Peak. Since it's a little colder outside and it's raining, all the fog is kind of hanging really low, and I love that. And by the way, don't get me wrong with the strollers and wheelchairs. I know a lot of people need to have a wheelchair here at the park, or an electric scooter, or need to have a big stroller for their children. I get it, I totally get it. But I've just been noticing that there's a lot. I feel like there's more than when I was a kid. Oh yeah, I would love to devour all of this. And you know you're a true theme park MVP when you crave ice cream on a nice cold day like today. And the holiday overlays are not just for some of the attractions, they're for our grizzly bear friend over here, and he's wearing his ugly Christmas sweater. Oh yeah, that's great. And it's not just that bear, they've also put the ugly Christmas sweaters on these grizzly bears as well in front of the gift shop. The big news over here at the Little Mermaid Ariel's Undersea Adventure is that it now officially has Lightning Lane. And because they need to alter the main entrance of the attraction because of Lightning Lane, they have a temporary entrance over on the other side of the attraction closest to the Seaside Souvenirs. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of them adding Lightning Lane to the Little Mermaid attraction. I don't think it needs it. The ride takes quite a bit of people an hour through it, so I think they just added it because they didn't really have a long list of Lightning Lane attractions here at California Adventure in general. So they were like, screw it, we got to add something, and I guess Little Mermaid it is. So for those that do purchase Lightning Lane, at least you have Little Mermaid added to the list. But quite frankly, I don't think anybody would need to skip the line at Little Mermaid because, again, it's a continuously moving attraction. It's an omni-mover attraction, just like Haunted Mansion and Spaceship Earth. They don't have long lines, and if the line is looking pretty long, I guarantee it's not more than 10 minutes. See, and here you go. Perfect example of what happens when they add Lightning Lane to an attraction. Now the line is going out at standby queue and on the side here on the parade corridor. That's because they're taking Lightning Lane people today. So I don't know. This is going to be interesting to watch over the next few weeks and months to see what the damage is on this attraction. With that said, Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway hasn't really seen too bad of a difference in standby versus Lightning Lane. So yeah, this one, it might be the same, or it might turn into Haunted Mansion, where Haunted Mansion ends up just getting destroyed by it. Now over here at Franso Square, I thought they were at the finish line, but it seems like they have just a few more things left, and one of those things being the new signage over here, Port of San Francisco, on the tip edge of the water. Looks great, and I'm sure in the evening it looks really cool as well. Made my way into the always beautiful Cars Land. Wanted to check out all of the Christmas decorations because they do a really good job of decorating this specific area of the park. Looks like Radiator Springs Racers is down because of the weather. Hopefully they'll get it back up a little bit later. Now, I think the Halloween decorations are my favorite here in Radiator Springs Racers, but yeah, I gotta say the Christmas stuff is a close second. Again, just like with Halloween, I love how creative the Imagineers have gotten with the decorations for Cars Land. Over here at Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, for those that don't know, it turns into the Jingle Jamboree. A few Christmas songs that play throughout the attraction, which is really cool. And the holiday overlays are not just for Mater's, they also do it for Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters as well. The good news over here in Hollywoodland is Smoothies is back open, but the bad news is they seem to forget about the neon sign. Some of your favorite smoothies have returned to Smoothies, including some alcoholic versions of some of these smoothies, which is pretty interesting. You can add liqueur to a few different versions. Some interesting developments are happening over here at the animation building, so let's head inside to talk about it. Okay, never mind. It was absolute chaos in there because of the rain. There's a lot of people hanging out in there, and the line to get into Beast Library at the Sorcerer's Workshop was insane. So yeah, I'll talk about it out here. So the Beast Library segment of the Sorcerer's Workshop will be closing on December 10th. It'll be the last day you'll get to experience that, and that's that experience where you sit down, you can find out what character best suits your personality and all that kind of fun stuff. That will permanently be closing, so it will not be coming back. This will be gone forever, and in its place, Disney is replacing it with something a little different. And in its place will be Disney's Imagination Campus. And yeah, long story short, it's pretty much a collection of workshops for students. Alrighty, that's pretty much all of the chaos happening over here at California Adventure. Let's head into the Downtown Disney District. Now, the exciting stuff over here at the west end of Downtown Disney is that they finally revealed the permanent stage. For a while, we had that temporary stage in front of the Star Wars Trading Post, but they have fencing around that as they probably continue the concrete work, because this is what the new concrete work is going to look like. But yeah, now we have this permanent double-sided stage, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, I like how the stage has lighting both in the front here and on the back side. Wow, look at all the crows. The crows are hanging out over by the hotel. See, even they're excited about the new Downtown Disney stage. But yeah, the fact that they have the audio and lighting on each side is nice. That way it gives the performers a chance to play around with both sides of the audience here. And in addition to the stage, they have all this turf ready to go. So you can sit and relax, especially on those nice cool afternoons, and enjoy some live entertainment. And the audio source goes all the way down over here, so you don't lose that music the further you get, which is really nice. And then over here, the mid-century architecture continues over towards the future home of more dining locations. They also have a nice little seating area over there as well. And then panning towards the right, you can see this is the new entrance to Downtown Disney. So you'll be entering from this side from now on once they complete this. And then continuing to pan, we have the Din Tai Fung right here. Again, I hope that there's like 18 layers below the surface, because this Din Tai Fung will probably be one of the most popular Din Tai Fungs in the world. And it's only because I'll be eating at Din Tai Fung almost every single day. But in general, I like it back here. I dig this new design. I really like that they finally spruced up the back half of Downtown Disney. And I'm glad they finished this part of the project. They still have a ways to go over here. These new quick service locations, and obviously Din Tai Fung, they're still just skeletons at this point. But hopefully they'll get these things open very, very soon. And then over here at the former ESPN zone area, they are starting to pull back the construction fences, revealing the new concrete style. See, they still have this section to go over here, and they'll be pretty much done. Making my way back to the parking structure, and I think that's gonna do it for today's Disneyland Resort update video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's video, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos from the Disneyland Resort or some of your other favorite theme parks, consider subscribing because I have brand new videos every single week. Don't forget to check out the links to my other social media accounts. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.